By now you guys are probably familiar with these earbuds as it came out a few months ago following the release of the PlayStation Portal, which if you haven't seen it already, I do have a full review of that on the channel, so I will leave a link in the description down below in case you want to check it out. Hi everyone, if you're new to my channel, my name is Paula and I have been using the Pulse Explore earbuds for a couple weeks now, and I'll be honest, the first time I used them, I wanted nothing to do with them. If you're anyone like me who are not used to in-ear earbuds, these will initially be very uncomfortable. But I have made some adjustments and I've come around to fully testing them out. At a price point of $200, I wanted to see if these could be justified as the next go-to gaming earbuds, as well as see how usable they are outside of gaming. So let's get started. Just to establish a foundation, let me give you a breakdown of what they are all about. At the time of this video, the Pulse Explore earbuds are Sony's newest gaming audio solution, created to be compatible with the PS5 and the PlayStation Portal. Inside the box, it comes with a USB cable, a USB dongle made to be compatible through Sony Link, and of course, the earbuds themselves. So starting off, we have the Pulse Explore earbuds right here. It comes in this carrying case that has this sort of magnetic slide design, which I find to be very entertaining. Here on the outside, you can see that it is rechargeable via USB-C, and inside you have a pair of earbuds. There's also a button up here on the top, which is what you would use to connect the earbuds to your devices, whether that's via Bluetooth or to be found through Sony Link. The earbuds are interestingly shaped. They do mimic the same collar-like design of a PlayStation console, so I do like that they have stayed with the theme. Definitely very unique, and once you actually wear it in your ear, you do want to curve it up so that it gives you the best suction for the earbuds and to compress the sounds within your ears. Earlier I mentioned that I wasn't a huge fan of these, and the biggest reason is because I didn't have the right ear tip size. The earbuds themselves do come with different sizes. I believe it came standard with the medium size. I had never used in-ear earbuds before, so the first time I used them, I actually had the smallest tips in there, and I just found them to be so uncomfortable, and I didn't like how the sound quality was. And so when I moved up to the medium size, which is what I have here right now, they're actually a lot more comfortable. On the right earbud, you do have the controls, which is the volume up and down, as well as underneath, which is kind of like the main function of the earbuds themselves, I guess. You can use that to mute and unmute the audio too. So I'll pop these in. So with just these into my ears, they definitely feel a lot more suction than a in-ear earbuds. You can kind of tell that it's not on correctly when it's sort of awkward feeling. So with these ones, I do have to twist them forward a little more, and now they should be in properly. There's people who have been particular about the correct placement of these, but I really think it's whatever is most comfortable in your ear. Some people like to point it forward a little bit more, I guess if that's more comfortable, but for me, this positioning is the best. One thing that I would say would also require a little bit of getting used to is placing these into the case themselves. So I have here the right earbuds. I'm just going to pop it in, conform it to the mold. Luckily, these are magnetic, so they'll snap in pretty nicely, but I found that to be awkward the first few times. This is where they should be, and now you're ready to go. The earbuds themselves will give you about 5 hours of battery life and an additional charge of 10 hours in the case. With the absence of Bluetooth from the PlayStation and the PlayStation Portal, Sony did create a new way to connect your devices, which is through Sony Link. The easiest way I can explain what Sony Link is it's basically the same as Bluetooth, but it's its own native network where it allows you to connect devices such as the Pulse Explore through Sony Link via the dongle that's provided. Another thing that's interesting about the earbuds is that these do have the Planar Magnetic technology. Now, I am no audiophile, so I won't be able to go into too much detail about what that means. Basically, when you're talking about planar magnetic headphones or earphones, for example, those are more made for the higher end quality. And typically those headphones or earphones will give you an option to really adjust the sound to how you want it. So you can expect pretty superb sound quality out of these. However, for those of you who are particular about your audio, you won't be able to manipulate it with these as it doesn't come with those controls. So as far as the pros of the Pulse Explore earbuds, first off, I want to point out how I actually kind of like how these look. It stays very on theme with like the PlayStation console and that whole ecosystem. I actually kind of like that because you really are getting the branding with it. I also have to rave about how the sliding of the case is so satisfying. I can find myself playing with the magnet for a really long time if I just have these in my hands. Granted, that is a $200 fidget toy that you're holding, but it is something that I thought was worth mentioning as it is something that I truly enjoy. As far as how they look to the ears, for me personally, the way my ears are shaped, they don't stick out too far that they're like protruding out of my head. And again, once you actually have the earbuds that would be the most comfortable for you, these do stay on your head pretty well. I did test these out while I was cardioing and I'm happy to report that they actually did stay on. And once you have the right earbuds, they do tend to be a little bit more comfortable. So as far as staying in your ear, if you are using it outside of gaming, these are also a decent option as well. Connectivity with the Pulse to all the devices that I've tested it on was actually pretty decent as well. Everything connected pretty quickly. I didn't experience any sort of issues through Sony Link or via Bluetooth. So in my experience, that is also a huge plus. With the use of the dongle, it obviously makes it easy to connect it to other devices. And on top of that, you actually can have up to 8 dongles, meaning that you can connect these to 8 different devices through Sony Link should you need to have that much options. And the last pro that I wanted to mention is that you can be connected through Bluetooth as well as Sony Link at the same time. For example, if I were playing a game on the PlayStation, I could connect these through the Sony Link, and I could also be connected through Bluetooth on my phone while I'm listening to music or maybe playing Discord if I wanted to communicate with my teammates while in game. So having those at the same time rather than one at a time was really nice. And for someone like me who relies on haptic noise, for something as simple as typing on your phone as well as being able to hear everything in game, it has been pretty satisfying to have both of those be uninterrupted. Now, of course, with all the pros, there are a couple cons that's worth mentioning. Starting off with the price point. The PlayStation Pulse Explore Earbuds does set you back around $200. And for something that was created to be kind of an accessory to the PS5 and the Portal, this also costs the same as a Portal itself, which I thought was interesting for Sony to do. Granted, it can be connected to other devices via Sony Link or Bluetooth, but with a few limitations. For devices that are connected through Bluetooth, the Sony Pulse Explorer cannot be controlled as far as the buttons are concerned. You cannot control the volume, you can't skip the tracks, and you can't mute the audio. Might not be a huge deal breaker for everybody, but it is something to consider. These earbuds also do not have active noise canceling, but it does have a great noise rejection system. So for someone who needs to travel with these, that is something that you definitely want to keep in mind, especially if you're going to be in a noisier environment. On the flip side, if you were using the mic on these, the person on the other side that's hearing you won't be able to hear any distracting noises around you if that were the case. And last thing that I want to mention is the size. Of course, compared to something such as the AirPods, those are going to definitely be a lot more compact than the Pulse Explorers. But you have to remember that the target audience for these are gamers, and I don't know of many people who are gaming with their AirPods. So depending on your own use case, the actual case of the earbuds as well as the carrying case themselves could be also a deal breaker. But again, I feel like it also just depends on how much traveling you're actually doing with these, or if you're using it in the comfort of your own home. And that is it for today's quick deep dive of the Sony Pulse Explore Earbuds. Much like its predecessor, the PlayStation Portal, this one sort of had its own controversial release as well. For me, I'm still kind of half and half with how I feel about them. However, I do see the value for someone who is going to be gaming with these, especially if you're considering something like the PSVR, which would be a lot more comfortable to use with these earbuds as opposed to a headset, for example. As far as whether this will be a go-to gaming earbuds for you, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about the Pulse Explorer. Would you justify the price point? And what do you guys think about them overall? But I hope you found this information helpful. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel for more tech and gear related videos. That is it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.